it is that time of the year again. Yes, road inspection. When a car is 5 years old in Austria, you have to do it annually. And one thing you have to know about our road inspection is it's very strict, and it is a rip-off a lot of times. Now, what I found always interesting is the definition of road legal and not by some garages. Some do a really strict inspection, and others they don't do such a strict one. You know what I mean? It's some might let control arm or so slide, and others are like, no, you have to replace it. It's way too dangerous. In general, they're like very strict, like in general, but others are more strict. So I know my place is kind of in the middle, which I think is good because that ensures that the car is still very safe and in very good condition, but also they won't rip me off with some unnecessary repair. What I wanted to say is the older the car is, the more miles it has, of course, the more interesting, let's just say it this way, is if it's gonna pass, because obviously a new car with little miles is gonna pass, it's usually not a problem. But this thing, it has right now 318,000 kilometers, it's built in 2008. I've driven it a lot, and I mean it passed without much stuff last year, so let's just hope it passes again, right? So I'm gonna wash it, not in the regular fashion like those guys, which I usually do, because I want to have the underside washed as well to get rid of some oil stains. But yeah, let's actually wash it, and then I'll tell you more on how this is a more interesting inspection, because this thing has some mods which I don't know if it will pass. So I'll tell you about them later. It's a really nice looking car still after I've owned it now for over a year, driven it so much. I still think it's handsome, especially in a world where there are only like SUVs and crossover cars nowadays. Like it's nice to see a sedan once in a while, And actually Toyota just made the new Camry, so it means basically the sedan is not dead yet, which I'm very glad about. What do I mean by risky stuff, or how did I say? I don't know. It has LED fog lights. It has also LED daytime running lights. They really don't matter. What matter though is probably those. Let's see if it will pass with those. Actually, I didn't want to make a vlog about this because I thought, you know what, changing out two bulbs, that's really not that interesting and hard. Well, as you see, I've got my car checked up here, my 211, and it's under skid plate, undercarriage, I don't know how it's called in English, sorry. The Unterbodenfahrschutz is all off because I want to change the fog light, and apparently in the facelifted 211s, you can't just pop out a bulb. You have to remove a lot of screws. Now, it's not really hard to understand. It's just a bit frustrating because you're laying down on a cold floor and you're having to get your hands pretty dirty because those screws are just filthy. So I took all of them out on this side anyway, because that bulb here is broken. It's not working anymore. So that's gonna be a failure point on the road inspection. So I'm gonna replace it with LEDs. So I don't know if they're really legal. I'm really not sure. Damn, what's going on today? There they are, just your regular like H11, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, here it is. It's not really hard to understand, really. All you do is you pull that one out and put the new one in. It's already very blue, what I'm seeing. There you go. New LEDs. Very good. I like it. Now let's put that panel back on and we're done. Brakes? Well, those are not the greatest brakes anymore. It should still be fine. Suspension wise, it's probably okay. Also, as I said, brake wise, but it has those LED fog lights, which might fail it. Also, on a very strict inspection, you'd have the problem with the rear license plate lights, because the reverse camera, the backup camera, is actually blocking a bit of light, so it doesn't shine through the whole license plate. Well, in most countries, it really wouldn't matter. Nobody would really give a damn. We're here in Austria, and yeah, it's stuff like this matters here, so I'm gonna be interested about that as well. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This really is sometimes a problem. But it seems to be more an issue in like more urban areas. Here, the cops seem to be a bit more chill, like a bit more relaxed about this stuff. And as long as they don't do some like crazy modifications where they really can't do anything but, you know, it'll take your license plate then, of course. But most of the time, it's actually fine. So I hope that the road inspection is gonna go fine, that I'd have to do nothing, that they don't discover any oil leaks, that they don't discover some stuff with the exhaust. You know, that everything is just okay and I can keep hammering kilometers and hammering highway miles on it, because that's what I do mostly. So, you know, I'm not a total noob when it comes to cars, but I'm also no expert. But like, from thinking about it, all the lights work, okay. That would be a failure point. No lights are on the dashboard, so that's also good. It doesn't have an exhaust leak. I don't think it does. I mean, it sounds okay. It sounds like any like old rough diesel, but nothing extra out of the ordinary. I don't hear any suspension creaking or crashing around. The brakes are also okay. They're not great by any means. They might give me an advisory for that. I don't know, but they should be okay. The tires should be totally okay. The wheels are legal, so I don't know what can happen. What's the worst that can happen? I don't know, but I'm still a bit nervous because it's such an old car, and yeah, let's just see you tomorrow. Man, what a tractor. So, good morning guys, I dropped off the car and now I am without a car for approximately an hour. A really nice day today, apart from the fact that it only has 5 degrees with wind, so it feels like 0. But anyway, I won't complain too much. Still, it could rain and stuff, so yeah. Now I'm gonna head back to the shop and hope that they have good news for me. Here you see a Land Rover Defender actually being used for work. Imagine that. Okay folks, I'm back in the car and it failed. Yes, it failed the road inspection. It failed it on one thing, and that is the rear spring on the left side is broken, and that is a failure. So they will replace that spring, which it isn't much. Like, how much can that spring cost for an old 211? Not much probably. So they replace the spring. And they also probably will advise me a Traggelenk, a control arm or something, but that's not due to be replaced, I think, anyway. But the rest is fine, so yeah. That's not the end of the world, is it? A spring, that's something that cracks on cars, so I'm not too mad. Let's bring it back in, and hopefully they will fix it tomorrow, and I'll have road inspection. Alright, yeah. And here we are again. I'm back in my Mercedes-Benz, and it is road legal for another year in the beautiful country of Austria. So here is the certificate that it is road legal, and it has 2 advisory items. So actually I will read the advisories to you too, maybe you're interested. So the advisory, the first one is that the back axle has slight corrosion on it. It's nothing that unusual, it's done a lot of miles, it's an old car, and it's not like anything that needs immediate attention, probably not in the time that I own the car, so I will not worry about this too much. And the second advisory is that the Traggelenk vorne rechts, front right Traggelenk has some slight play, which that's also not the end of the world. Let's see how that develops next year, but right now it's just a minor advisory, so nothing that will be of concern really. And of course the spring has been replaced in the back, so, and all that cost me let's see, so the inspection 58.33, then the new spring cost 55.60, so not really all that expensive. So yeah, the labor for that, the installation cost me 98.40 plus some essentials, so around about 800 euros. So yeah, that's all really fine. So it panned out to 262.40 with the tax, which is fine. It really isn't the end of the world. So I'm happy. It is road legal for another year, and yeah, I'll keep driving the heck out of it as I have now. Thanks for watching. Maybe you found this interesting. It wasn't the most exciting video, no, but anyway, a little update on 211. So far it's running great. You know, I've done so many miles, so many highway miles, and it's still absolutely fine. Still love it. So thanks for watching. See you later.